Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Teacher Jeffrey. Do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Our topic for today is photosynthesis. Come and dive in. According to Wikipedia, photosynthesis is a process used by plants and other organisms to convert light energy into chemical energy that can later be released to fuel the organism's activity. Firstly, this process happens not only in plants but also in other organisms. On the slide, these are the photosynthetic organisms. We have plants, algae, and bacteria. What is common to them? Photosynthetic organisms are colored green. The green pigment is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll in plants is seen in the chloroplast. What is the role of chlorophyll in photosynthesis? The organisms that photosynthesize must convert light energy into chemical energy. Here, chlorophyll helps in this process. Why is chlorophyll important? Because chlorophyll traps light. This is the part of photosynthesis wherein light is very important. This stage is called light-dependent stage. During this stage, the organism uses light to split water into oxygen and hydrogen. This process is called photolysis. Water is split into oxygen and hydrogen by light energy coming from the sun. This all happens with the aid of chlorophyll as it traps light. The next stage is light-independent stage. It means this will happen even without light. We have oxygen and hydrogen. Hydrogen is used to reduce carbon dioxide to form glucose and oxygen as its byproduct. In the first stage, our product is oxygen and hydrogen. But we will take note on this light-independent stage, hydrogen is used to reduce carbon dioxide to form glucose. And that is the simplest form of carbohydrates. Glucose formed and stored is a source of chemical energy. This is photosynthesis. On the slide you will see photo means light coming from the sun, trapped in the chlorophyll in the leaf of a plant or in the chlorophyll of any organism. Once water goes in, the light will split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Then this hydrogen will be utilized to reduce the carbon dioxide to form glucose. This is photosynthesis. After all the discussion about photosynthesis, I have a question. Can any one of you give the conditions essential for photosynthesis to take place? Okay, before we answer the conditions, let us tone down the question first. Let us start with the internal factor. What is the internal factor needed for an organism to photosynthesize? Hint: these factors are common to all photosynthesizing organisms. If you know the answer, write it in the comments below. The answer is chlorophyll, the green pigment, because the green pigment will help to trap the light in order that the first stage of photosynthesis will take place, the light-dependent stage. My next question will be the external factor. What is that factor needed from the environment? Hint: this must be related to the internal factor? Okay, the answer is light because it must be related to the internal factor, which is chlorophyll. What is trapped in the chlorophyll will be light or sunlight. That is the external factor. The next question, what are the raw materials? These are the substances needed to go in the photosynthetic organism for photosynthesis to take place. Give me the two raw materials. So our hint will be these two raw materials must be coming from the ground or from the environment. From the ground or the soil is water, and from the environment will be carbon dioxide. These two will go in the photosynthetic organism like the plant. From the questions given to us, we are able to understand how photosynthesis will take place in a photosynthetic organism like plants. Firstly, it needs a chlorophyll because the chlorophyll will trap the light, and this light will split the water that goes in into hydrogen and oxygen. Next, as the carbon dioxide goes in, the hydrogen will be used to reduce this carbon dioxide to make glucose. So our understanding now clarifies that sunlight or light, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water, and suitable temperature are needed in photosynthetic reactions. And these things that we have discussed can limit the amount of glucose that will be produced during photosynthesis. We will now try to find out what limits the amount of glucose produced. So what factors will limit the amount of glucose production? So the rate of photosynthesis will be affected by the external factors, especially light intensity, the temperature of the day, and the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. These are called the limiting factors. The ability of plants to photosynthesize make it an autotrophs. It means auto, self, trop, it means food, the obtaining of food. So plants can feed itself because it can make its own food. It also provides food to other organisms in the environment. But one thing, they need mineral salts or ions for its survival. We will discuss this in our next topics. This ends our topic for today, photosynthesis. This is Teacher Jeffrey. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Always remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish.